Men.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Peter Igaga. I am the boldest man in Kampala. Now, fortunately, there's somebody else who's trying to be as bold as me, but there's no chance. I don't think he's going to get there. He can keep trying, but he won't get there. I want to welcome you to your favorite show, the show that lights up your Tuesday night, the only show in the land that talks about the things that ordinarily a lot of people don't want to talk about. We talk real stuff, and that's what it's about. We may not agree on everything, but at least the conversation is out there. There's a QR code on your screen. We want you to scan it. If you don't have a smartphone, I've said it before, that one is on you. That's your problem. But scan it. Nah, unfortunately. Also, this show is proudly brought to you by nothing else than Tusker Malt Lager. I'm going to enjoy an ice cold one. I hope you are too, because the Jaluo, the only Jaluo, is already way ahead of us. But who knows, we might just catch up with him. Now, gentlemen, good to have us here today. Now, there's been a lot of talk about the way the boy child is struggling. And one of the reasons that the boy child is struggling is because of absentee fathers. Now, again, I've often said that we usually judge our parents based on the information that we have and what we see from the lens that we basically look through. But a lot of the times we're not privy to a lot of conversations. We're not privy to a lot of facts as to how things came out the way they are. Now, there are a lot of single moms who are popping up. I won't say popping out of the woodwork, but technically, there are a lot of single moms who are coming out. And a lot of focus is being put on the men and say, but where are the men? Where are the men? Where are the men? My question today is, can we say that probably, and I say it tongue in cheek, the issue is not the men. These men are literally being forced out of their place in society and what they're doing. So they decide to walk away and find peace. Jalu, I'd rather start with you. Do you think that a large contributor to this whole absentee fathers is actually the women?
Yes. Here and there. So I will start my explanation by trying to understand it from another person's perspective. Mm-hmm. There's a guy called Robert Briffault. You know the Briffault law? The Briffault law stipulates that not a man, but a woman defines the outcomes of the relationship. Yeah. If she doesn't find you fit, the relationship
will not work. Yeah.
And with the advent of women empowerment and everything in between, women like being able to financially cater for themselves, I actually agree with them. Like over the years, women have elevated themselves financially, socially, and whatnot. And what that has done is that it has, to a certain degree, made the role of a man obsolete. You understand? So the outcome of that is that, from when you look at the man's perspective, in the man's perspective, his role in the family dynamic, when he sees that, I don't add value to this space, he will bounce. And then when you look at it from the female perspective, like, wait, this guy, I can financially cater for myself. And I think it's one of the reasons why, men are just, bouncing.
Okay, Sam, good to have you.
Thank you very much. It's a pleasure to be back, guys. And well done, you're doing a great job.
Thank you.
Including I watch and the man, it is volcanic in here.
Yes.
This guy now shower thrice a day.
Oh, no.
That was the episode. He now shower thrice a day.
Who showers
As you
thrice
can
a
see
day?
him, of course, apart from you.
Did not say apart from
A
you.
man has to shower once a day.
Oh,
Why
no.
you shout? Why you shouting 3 days?
The thing is,
It's
you
a
missed
joy
the
to be
episode,
back,
but
Peter.
yeah.
the things that people remember
Yes.
worry me.
Yes.
But I'll tell you one thing. Now, the
Like, why you
Onijalu,
shouting? Okay.
the Onijalu has basically
Mm.
told us
Mm.
that a man's job is one, okay, and that is to provide seed. And
No.
And I'll tell you where I'm going with that. That technically, that's the only thing a woman needs him for, because that's the only thing she's not able to do. And if she can figure out all the rest, then she doesn't need this man.
Mm.
Is that true?
I think that is short-sightedness and a lack of understanding of what relationships are really about. When a man and a woman come together, it's not an ATM kind of relationship. Okay, let me say it shouldn't be an
Thank you.
ATM kind of
Thank you
relationship.
for that. Thank you for that.
Okay.
The ATM, you put it
You just put in, get money out, and move away. And I think because we have that kind of, what's the other word that is not symbiotic? Parasitic. Because we have parasitic relationships today, then we end up losing the big picture. In my view, when a man comes together with a woman and they get into this relationship and they get into marriage, it should go beyond the issue of monetary conversations. I get money out of this, you give me money.
Yeah.
Because whereas money is a very critical component of life and wellness, life is not all about money. Right?
That's true.
It's about companionship, it's about impact, significance, empowering others, and making meaning in life. Money is a means to some of those things. Therefore, if you summarize the whole of me into a money minting machine, you don't deserve me. I shouldn't be in a relationship with you because you are so myopic in the way you look at life. So any woman who summarizes a man into just a provider is really short-sighted. A man is a provider. A man is a protector. A man is a promoter. A man is a cheerleader.
Yeah.
A man is a prophet. You speak positively into the future of the people in your life. That's what I call,
And this calling is not a prophet.
whatever that is. So a man should be giving governance, giving guidance, giving guarding, mentorship, modeling, and ministering from the root word of serving. So whenever you reduce a man to just somebody who gives you money, you shouldn't be in a relationship. You should either get a job, you would get money, or just outrightly say, I'm here so that you can give me money and that's all. But don't call it a marriage, don't call it it's some sort of a business transaction, really.
Wow. Okay, Faisal. And we just got started. Do you, especially from your experience, believe that it is a man's choice whether to be absent or not, regardless of the situation?
I'd say, okay, because you said from my experience.
Yeah.
So from my experience, the situations I have seen, there's no one case fits all. There are really very many different reasons why relationships don't work. Yeah. But if I could pinpoint one thing that we've actually ever discussed before here is the lack of system. For a very long time, when our parents were growing up, they had this belief of, for a child to come, you have to be married, this has to be there, your uncle has to be here, this has to be here, you have to have a piece of land, you have to do this. So there was a set system to make sure that even if the father dies, even if the mother dies, there's a singer that's going to take care, there's a godfather that's going to pull in. You get. But right now we are living in a generation where the relationships that we are seeing are on TV. And on TV, someone can just decide to walk if they want. There's no value to it, and people are acting these things out. They look appealing to us. We eventually start doing them. Someone made a joke when we were growing up, and they said, very soon, everything we see on TV will be able to say, because something like Jesus Christ. No one tells you or teaches you how to say Jesus Christ. It's just off the content you watch that you start saying some words. So it's just off the content we watch that we start raising our families as well. I don't think for any
Just as an
point.
interested party, does that apply to all other faiths?
I mean, everyone watches TV. It doesn't matter what.
No, I
faith you
mean
are.
using the example of Jesus Christ.
Oh.
Does that apply to other faiths? That is
Yeah,
the same.
yeah. Now I find myself now that I read Quran a lot.
Yes.
When something shocking happens, I say Subhanallah or Inshallah. Like
Alhamdulillah.
these words are
Some
very
of the
quick.
content you
Yeah,
read.
they are very, very quick
All right. I
because
thought it was specific Christian.
because it's no.
Sometimes
So-
you can be in the middle of the.
Hey,
Just Allah, Allah, Akbar.
no. So
Alhamdulillah.
I'll say I'm not going to
No.
say the men are
Mashallah.
leaving because of women,
Yeah.
but I'll say there are some men who are leaving because of exactly that.
Yeah.
But then also there are some men who are choosing to be stubborn and completely leave and let it go because how they were raised, that doesn't make sense. Taking care of your seed does not make sense. Understand that.
Like intentionally, the guy just walks
Yes,
out.
yes.
Says, I'm done with
Because
this
understand,
family."
we are now in a
Exactly.
generation where you don't even need to be married to someone to take care of your child.
I don't believe
and they still don't take care of their kids.
I don't believe that there's a guy who intentionally just moves out of
My G.
and decides
Come
like
to-
I will
Come to my life.
I will abscond, I will not take care of my children.
Okay, I'll tell you one thing.
No, Peter, most times they are not walking
just
away
wait,
from the
just wait,
children.
just wait,
They are
just
walking away from the mothers of the children.
Thank you. That's what I wanted to say.
You guys,
I'll tell you one thing, and I can say this without fear or favor. There are people who walk away from their responsibilities. It does happen. And we cannot be able to cut guys slack for that because whether you like it or not, your responsibility is your responsibility.
Absolutely.
To
The-
distinguish
so-
the 2 points they're making.
Uh,
There is people walking away from the child and the people walking away from the mother.
And the child
In
suffers.
both cases, the child suffers.
Yeah, true.
Yeah.
But the driving force away is different.
Yes.
So you have to make the distinction. So you can make the point,
Yeah.
but acknowledge the distinction in the driving.
True. No, but
The
he's
driving
saying
factor.
that there's no guy who just decides to walk away. Just
No,
They are
okay,
there.
they are
They are
there, but that
They
is
are
like
there.
a small.
they're even
a
watching
small
right now.
percentage. Yeah, that's the guys who do
The
that.
women who know those men are
Yeah,
watching right
exactly.
now.
The,
They're looking at this
the
thing.
conditioning
You guys
of
are
man.
going to create
The-
a national firestorm.
No, listen. The
because you're going
conditioning
to
of
force
man
schools to start
is
DNA
for family.
testing fathers.
You understand? Man's conditioning, like the grooming of man, is for family. Understand? Rarely do you see men walk away from their children. They
So
walk
why
away
are there
from
so
their
many single
mothers of the
moms?
children.
from the mothers of their children.
Why?
But does it matter? At that point in time, you see, when it
Yeah,
comes
yeah.
to the
Then that's the
child,
conversation.
When
when
That's
it
the
comes to the
conversation.
child,
Listen to him.
it doesn't matter who's right or who's wrong.
Absolutely.
At the end of the day, whether it's
Yes.
the mom missing or the dad missing,
Yes.
is the child going to suffer.
Exactly.
But long ago, it was framed into the human race that this child is your future. You get it's not your job, it's not your big
it's the
plot of
future of
land,
the race
it's
and
not
your
your
tribe.
culture. This child, the person you are raising, is the future.
That's why they're
This
called
has since
descendants. They
changed.
descend from
That's why
you
these
to the
days we
future.
have people who are saying, you know me, I'm not going to have kids and it's okay. My future is my job. I'm going to get my pension and I'll live happily ever after. So it has changed.
It cannot be
Yeah,
that
and
way.
I also come from the school of thought that there's nothing wrong with that thinking. Again, we're all on different journeys. If somebody has decided they don't want to have children, they want their generation to end with them, it's their choice. I don't think we can force somebody. There's certain people who are not parent material, and I think you're better off not indulging,
Yeah.
all right?
You're
Because
going to be
than getting
responsible
into
in
it.
your parenting.
When you say someone is
No,
not
no, no,
parent
no, no,
material,
no,
it's
no,
like
What
they
is
shouldn't
parent,
have
not
sex.
parent material?
It's like they
It's not
shouldn't have
about
sex.
character.
Yes,
Because the ideal point of sex is to procreate.
Not only.
Now, we're here at
only.
Sangha Courts having a conversation
Ideal point of
about
sex is to procreate.
men who are
Why
walking
else
out of
would we be
relationships
kept in the confines of
because
marriage?
they just can't manage what is going on there. Is it just a matter of just being unable to handle the truth, or are they just being escapists and running away from their responsibilities? We'll be right back after the break.
Men. Men.
Welcome back from the break. If you're an Adibas wearer, my advice to you would be get a pair of Adidas. But anyway, welcome back from the break. We're here at Sangha Courts having a conversation about absentee fathers. Now, this is a very sticky conversation.
It's sensitive.
It's a very sensitive conversation.
It's a sensitive conversation on a national level.
Yes. And Colin, I would like to hear from you. Does a man have a right to just say, you know what, I can't do this anymore. I thought I could, and just pack his things up, walk away?
What a question.
So two things. He doesn't have the right because every child that is born is entitled to care, food, shelter. The rights that the child is entitled to take away the right of the father to simply say, I'm leaving. I'm walking away from these responsibilities. So that's one. Should he? I think that most people try within the limit of their personal limits of what they can stand. And listening to the guys talk, you hear two things. One, there's obviously economic challenges. If you think about the economy, you think where people are, that's one big challenge around this. But two is and we're saying is the person, the partner that you're raising this child with, and sometimes that can be challenging. It can be challenging to a level where you're saying the level of hardship I'm facing on this is greater than my duty to this responsibility. And so you feel you need to leave.
Yeah.
But the right way to say this in Uganda, and you have to understand it, is sometimes mogeza vuto. You know, like when a seasoned guy is telling you guys are talking like amateurs.
Which guys are you talking about?
Are you people?
You're so, the guy is so arrogant, man, telling you.
No, listen.
No, that is self-righteousness.
Me, I have court orders. I have child support
I have a
court
court
orders.
injunction right now against what you've talked
Me, I
about.
have
Lodging
child
a caveat
support
on this
court orders.
statement.
The things which I have been through, like now, if we sit down and I tell you, you will humbly take your books and go home and kiss your wife and say, I love you, baby. Please never
And
leave
for
me.
you, will go home and do what?
I will continue with my court orders.
Sipping some Tascama.
Something in a glass. But
my.
I say that because I think that when you leave the breadth of the human experience is challenging. It's challenging because there is no one reason. Sometimes it's the wrong time in your life, right? You're not ready. Sometimes you're married and then you have a child outside wedlock. There's all those challenges around wrong decision making on the men's side. And they'll try and blame it and say, she trapped me with a baby. But that's all nonsense. You made the decision,
Of course.
you hit the meat. Now the bread is ready.
facing the
You must take it out of the oven, right?
And you don't want it. You say no.
And then, but there is another layer to this conversation. The layer where men with resources, people like Jaluo, people like Peter, men who are tall and handsome with questionable morals. You're tall and handsome, but your morals are
But you're not jealous.
they're iron cast.
Yeah.
Whatever that means.
Whatever
that means.
These guys,
are flexible.
The
morals are flexible.
So, and when you
I wish I understood what he means by that, but it's okay.
What he means is very simple. You're a principled man. But the rest, so now I'm the one who's taking offense because I'm being told that my morals are very accommodating, for lack of a better.
Do you want to defend your morals on national
Okay,
TV?
listen.
Let the guy finish his point.
Yes, let's focus on the point.
Focus.
Go ahead, bro.
So anyway, the point that I was making was there's a big challenge around men who have resources. Because when you come down into the data around this thing is seated in this concept called hypergamy. The few men with resources enjoying a large quantity of these benefits. So when you start to investigate where these people who walked away from, it's not a Jaluo and a Faizo and a what? No, it's a Jaluo who has 6 kids and he can't be with all of them, and because he has resources and he's attractive and he has flexible morals. But that's a choice. That's a choice on attractiveness that women make.
Basically, say they don't have morals, right?
No.
He's saying like
You said
not
flexible
specifically.
morals, you know.
You're a
Somebody
Jaluo,
like,
man. Obviously, you have
yeah.
some morals.
So as I've explained the two sides. There
Yeah.
is the challenges that men face, but then there's the challenges of the economy, the environment in which we are, where women they're more liberal, they're more open
thank
to
you.
their choices. And she'll say, you know what? I don't want you to be my husband. I don't want you to be my partner. I just need us to have a child.
Sure.
And a lot of people are in conversations like this. And you know who's creating this pressure? Their families. Their families are saying, you're 38, you're 40. At least just bring a child. We don't even have to know the father. Yes?
Yeah, yeah.
And
Which is
they
sad
hit that,
reality.
yes, those conversations are happening.
Yeah.
So then you find a nice young man. Now, when the situation turns, now you start saying, so-and-so abandoned us. We don't know how, So there's those conversations.
Yeah.
Is there a 50-50 split? No. But I say that to say that this is a complex social issue that doesn't have one root, which is where we frame the one root is not men abandoning relationships. Because you have to talk about where it came from. What are the resources around these things? Yeah.
Not only that.
And also there's a much larger issue seated in there, which is that whole paternity fraud. A lot of people are raising kids who are not theirs. You have a child with Peter because he's handsome, but because you think Sam has resources, you come and say, Sam, this is your child. Sam is a God-fearing man. He'll never DNA test the child.
I wanted to ask you,
men don't do DNA.
Peter, when you ask Colin about whether a man has a
interesting
right
assumptions.
to walk away from that situation or not, I'd say the moment you're having sex with someone, as before the break, I told you guys the point of sex is to procreate. And that's because the moment you start having sex, your sperm is released, her egg is released. Those things are not released just for fun. Those things are released to form
They can
life.
be released for fun.
So by the time you are having sex,
We evolved
understand
1
that.
billion years so that the release is to produce another human.
Thank you. So what I was saying is you wave away that right the moment you start having sex. Because when you have sex, you know what's happening. A child is a very big possibility.
Okay, I hear you. And Sam, I
Yes,
want
sir.
you to chip in over here. Now, Faisal has literally talked about something that I've always preached. I personally don't believe in accidental children. I say the moment you start having unprotected sex, one of the very likely outcomes is a child.
Yeah.
That's a fact. And if you don't want that, then just don't have sex. However,
With that
again,
person,
in reality, okay, these things
You're
happen.
you're reducing us to
Hear me.
Neanderthal.
No. I mean, there's the
Go
reality.
right ahead. You're building a good
things
case here.
happen, all right? And none of us is perfect. And even if I may even pick an example of somebody from the Bible like David, great king, great everything, a man after God's heart, everything. There was one time he slipped and he fell very, very badly. I believe Bathsheba set him up, because who is this woman who takes a shower
bathing outside
and
the
every
compound
day
in
at
broad
the same
daylight?
time? She knew where the king's palace was. It was intentional, but he fell for it. But that is a whole different conversation.
sure.
Okay, it's a completely different conversation.
Where's Chris?
Because
Where's Chris?
and I'll tell you where I'm going with that. Yes, some men get trapped. Okay, by their own desires. And I'll give you a more basic example. We say, no, you can't get trapped. Yes, you can. Just like when you put maize there and the chicken goes, didn't you trap it? Okay. Whether we like it or not, we do get it. So now, let's have a realistic conversation. Things happen. Should a man now say, okay, this is it. I don't love this woman, all right? But whatever happened, happened. Now we've got a baby on the way. I have to stick it out. Is that an option?
First of all, I want us to be understanding words in the same way. So first tell me, what do you mean by stick it out?
Just be in the relationship. Be there.
Be in the relationship?
Be there for the child.
That's why I'm asking. That's why I'm asking.
not be
Before
there
you
for-
respond.
You have to
Yes,
clarify to him.
I mean, be there for the relationship, because we are talking about, now we're not even talking about the children. The focus is on the women.
So then what do you do with your other relationships?
Okay, so let me respond since you've asked me. I just wanted to be sure we understand,
Yes.
stick it out the same way. So if you're talking about, being in a relationship with this woman as your wife, the question you're asking is, should I go on and be in this relationship with this, to become my wife since I have made her pregnant and she's expecting and we are going to have a child? It is a yes and no. It is a yes because, first of all, I don't know whether I would be right to say humanitarian. From a humanitarian point of view, if you slept with this lady, she's now expecting, this is your wife, before we get into those official things of you went and wedded officially, you signed here and there. I mean, you've made somebody pregnant. This is your wife. Especially by...
If you're
the
single.
reason I'm saying that, I'm
What-
getting to
what-
that.
What if your child is the second? Because the firstborn is Jaluos, now you are
You are
Just came
polygamous.
in a second.
No.
Technically.
No. She's
She
pregnant for
already
your
has a
child.
child.
She already has a child for this guy.
She usually has a
How
child.
many
Oh,
times
she's
can
the one
she-
who already has a child.
Yes.
Another one.
Yeah.
Well, what were you doing with the... Hey, what were you doing with the woman who already had other people's children?
Things happen.
So we should reject.
You see, we're going to shake tables today. We're going to shake tables today. Let's not just have...
Someone send me a notebook. One day can't see.
So my brother Peter,
Yes.
the big thing here is to take responsibility for your child. And that's why I said yes and no. Whether you take this lady on as your wife or not is where I'm putting the yes or no. The
It's
yes
subjective.
is from the angle of somebody who now has your child. You can send her away, you can chase her, you can say whatever you want. But this is now the mother of your child, and many people look at her as your wife, even if it's not official, even if it is not what, this one has your child. That's where the yes is. Where the no is where taking responsibility for your child might not necessarily mean making this one your wife. Probably like you said, you met at a bar, you had put in, I don't know how many pins you usually put in.
Pilau.
And then everybody in the bar looks
Pilau.
like beautiful, even the one who doesn't ordinarily look beautiful.
I know.
Peter's case- Peter's case-
I like the way he says that and looks
So
at
now,
Colin.
first of all, you don't really love her. Secondly,
These men-
maybe you
me,
don't
they
like
don't
her
scare me.
character.
They're just barking dogs. They don't live in our economy.
But that
So
liquor,
Peter,
that liquor
maybe you
must
also
be
don't
strong.
even
That
like
must
her
be like a
character,
chitasca
so
man.
you may not marry her, right? But for me, the baseline, the foundational principle that I feel we should not debate upon is the fact that this is your child. Man up, take responsibility for that child.
Peter, teacher me.
So the how can be looked at in different ways. The expression of that can be different, but foundational. The moment you get in, he called it hitting the meat or something like that. The moment you eat bearded meat, whether I don't know how,
Let me ask,
take responsibility for that
Mashallah.
child.
let me ask, so what if the woman actively
Wait.
pushes you, keeps you out
No,
of-
that's another
out of the
issue to
child's
talk
life?
about. That's a different
That's a different
situation.
thing.
Yeah, but now we are talking about you. Are you willing and
Hmm.
ready to take responsibility for this child that has come from you?
That's right.
So then we can talk about the other aspect of because there are many ladies who are doing gatekeeping in parenting. They feel like they have to keep the gate, the man should not come in here. That's a different thing, and we can talk about that.
Again,
But
because
foundationally, take responsibility. That's one of what really makes you a man is accepting your decisions, good or bad.
okay, very interesting. Now we need to jump into a break over here to calm the situation down a
It's
little
hot,
bit. It's getting hot in
It's
here.
hot.
We are here at Sangha Courts having a conversation over a very ice cold Tusker malt lager. You should get one for yourself. We'll be right back.
Where's my nini?
After the break.
Where's
You
the
can forget about it.
Nini?
Men. Men.
Welcome back from the break. We're here at Sangha Courts having a conversation about whether, as a man, you have the right, which Colin said you do not have, to walk away from a relationship that's not working. Now, guys, we're having real talk here. Technically, that's what you said. But we're having real talk here. All right.
Everyone disagrees with what you're saying.
They'll be fine.
Everyone is saying no because that's
I
what
don't think men are
How many
walking
test
away.
outs have you had?
That's besides the point. Okay.
Because
So
You're
what I
mixing
said,
the
what I
places.
said is, I said you don't have the right to walk away from the responsibility, but you don't have to stay in the relationship, which is exactly what
That's
Sam
exactly
said.
what
So now let's talk about that now.
Yes,
Because again, this is real talk. These things happen. You're a married man.
yes.
You
Have a side chick.
yes.
Yes,
Who
a
gets
sweet
pregnant.
side chick.
Okay.
Because
You
there's
don't have to qualify that.
I know. I mean,
Side
yes,
chick is side
yes.
chick, sweet or bitter.
Peter said real talk.
Yeah,
If
you
the side chick is
cannot
not
the
have
side
a
chick is
bitter-
sweet
My
by
guy,
default.
you
Why
cannot-
you have a
You
bitter
cannot
side
have a
chick?
bitter side chick. Like, where do you
Then
have?
what's the point of the side chick?
Whatever
also
bitterness
some
means.
of these
guys,
conversations are out of your depth. Just you don't have the moral fortitude
You are free to say
to
that.
reason
But
with
you are
the-
sure it is
You
my
cannot
opinion and I have to
say
say
that
it.
you have a bitter side
You
chick.
don't patronize.
Okay. All right. Okay, guys. Now, again, this is uncomfortable. Real talk.
Please,
Yeah.
tell
You
us
know,
your
whenever he
scenario.
feels like he's defeated, he throws a bomb against somebody on the team here.
I'm not defeated.
They
Guys.
are attacking you, my guy.
You see how it
Okay.
feels?
Okay, guys. Back to the topic at hand. So, should a man, and I'll start with you, Colin, should a man own up and handle this business? Or should he just say, you know, because the reality is it's not just as simple as saying, yeah, I will take care of the child. Emotions are involved. The mother of that child is a woman. She's a human being. It's also not just going to be a walk in the park. Or should the guy just keep himself away and say, look, as Sam said, I'm taking responsibility for my decisions, but you are not part of my decisions, yet she actually is. And just say, it's just the child and I.
So I think
It's difficult for him. This one is complicated.
no, it's not. It's not difficult because I think it's framing the approach to the conversation, right?
Huh?
So there are two ways to approach this. There is the approach where you reason it out like adults, like reasonable, like well-meaning adults, looking for a good outcome. That approach requires to sit down and say, listen, we're going to have the child, but I'm not going to be with you. I will do whatever I can. And then you agree on what that means.
Yeah.
So it may mean, you know, child support, it may mean insurance, health insurance,
Yes.
it may mean corporate. At the earlier stage, you don't yet arrive at co-parenting.
Yeah.
Because once you, and I'm going to come to that, but in the earlier stages, you're sort of agreeing on, you know, visitation and things like that. The way the world is and the way emotions are, and people tend to renege on these deals and these agreements, which then, for me, then leads into the escalation of these conversations. Now, once these conversations escalate, you end up in the family court and what the law says, right? And I've done both of these things
Okay.
because of, you know, life. And once the formal sort of verbal agreements don't work, you have to rely on court-ordered instructions. But what does the court, when you ask the court what's actually required for the well-being of the child, the court will tell you, because the other parent is not homeless, they will say the court won't require you to pay housing or accommodation for the child because the child lives with whichever parent, you know, the primary caregiver. The court will then say, they will then ask what the child is eating, and they'll find that cost and split it into half. What does a 3-year-old child eat? What does a 7-year-old child eat? How many, they'll look for the cost on clothes. They'll identify what your income brackets are based on what both parents are earning and split that in half. They will then find what the health insurance cost is, and then they will allocate what the school cost is. Those are the basic needs that the family court will. And I've seen these documents. And as the child grows, if you need to then work on different things, they will add them in. But essentially, the court
The
then
framework is
is sort of the things that are necessary to make sure the child has a non-deprived upbringing and childhood. So what's my advice? My advice is People change. They make promises when they're in a good mood, but they might wake up one day and not feel so great, not feel so generous, and want to renege on these things. That's one. But two, men also make promises. And then one day they wake up and they have a new side chick, and now they no longer want to honor their commitments. So they start to dodge the child support. Therefore, if you have an arrangement like this, it's better to have it codified, have it written down, have it so that it's easier to enforce. It's not he promised and he lied. It's this is the document, you signed it, so and so signed it. You know, pay your bit and let's go. But also, and I think that men don't have enough hatred in their hearts. Because
hatred?
Yes, because you have to come from that place of I will never do this again. And that's what written documents do, right? They codify it for you. It means that no one can ever promise you something. That person can never come and promise you something if it's not in writing. And that's how you avoid it. I think that you have to build a spirit, a deep and abiding vengeance, which then allows you to never be put in such a because those positions, they bind you on income. People will come to your workplace and tell your HR and say, cut this man's salary. You've never been in this situation, but there are people out there who know what I'm talking about. I've been in this situation. They'll come and they tell your MD, cut this guy's salary because this is the court order. And I think it's not the money, it's the humiliation. And I think that you have to be in a place where you hate that so much that you say, I need this codified, so then I can never be put in this position again. And that's it. And maybe vengeance is the wrong word, but you have to be able to remember deeply and abide in it.
Well, okay. That's very heavy, but I think also very good advice to the men out there.
Very complicated.
You're good. No, sir. Then we're going to get to the Jalu. Jalu is in shock.
Jalu is
I'm eager to give my opinion. I feel like we are pointing around to the conversation.
All right. What is your opinion?
Like we have gone the other way.
Tell us.
When you look at the statistics do not talk about
and I love this
men
numbers.
absconding from their children. The statistics talks about men dying, talks about systems removing men from the family setup. And that is where I go to the anthropologist. I go to the anthropologist where he says when women, and I emphasize, when women do not find you as important, when they decide that, you know what, we do not need you, you are removed from the picture. And that is why it is it's a woman's problem. It's not a man's.
So you're saying it's a woman's world?
It's a woman's world. This empowerment that was not planned. Yes, I'm for women's empowerment and whatnot, but it should be able to elevate the family unit. The problem is it is not. It's very selfish. And I've spoken about it. It's very selfish. It's me, I need my career, blah, blah, and everything in between. And the moment we had the financial evolution on women and they could make their own dime, they could make their own money, you became useless as a man.
But Jalu, do you see? I think you're treading a
very useless women.
You're treading a very dangerous line.
No, it's not dangerous. You're trying to help this setup.
Yes, hear me.
It's not dangerous.
And I'll tell you why.
I don't know why you're so scared of it. It's not dangerous. It is what it is.
Listen.
It is what it is.
Okay, but listen, what you are saying,
scared.
You are making men play the victim.
No, we're not playing victims. Listen, when you naturally, innately as a man, when you do not, and this is like, even based on your conditioning, if you do not find yourself valuable in a setting, you will remove yourself. or else your woman will remove you from that setting.
But do you
And that is what is
become
happening.
valuable, or they make you valuable?
They make you invaluable. Like you are not.
So you can't,
like
so you
a
can't
woman-
bring out your own value.
according to this.
In other words, your value
anthropology-
must be validated by external
according to
forces.
this law,
Mm.
if she does not find you valuable,
Yes.
you are removed from it.
Okay,
And I
but
believe
why doesn't she find you valuable? Probably because, and let me come from the angle of personal branding and the marketing, the things we do in the marketplace. If a client does not find you useful, it simply means you don't have the right product for him as a.
No.
Wait.
I want you to look at evolution.
No,
Here's the
listen
thing.
to me.
Okay.
Listen to me. Hear me
Listen,
out.
okay.
Bro. Either you don't have the right product, you're my bro. I'm my brother. Either you don't have the right product for this client, or maybe your pricing is not appropriate for the
Yes.
person, or the branding. You may have the right product, but the way the way you have packaged the right product is not right, or the way you communicate it does not show value.
Am I allowed to rebuttal? Am I allowed to
Let me
rebuttal?
first
Yes.
make a point, then you rebut the
Okay.
point.
I'm just
Sorry.
asking.
No, it's a matter of also discipline.
Okay.
Yeah, because we will just be ping pong, but we are not making the points.
Okay.
So then, when I bring it to this conversation, as a man, a woman should not be the one to determine whether I'm valuable or not.
You are what you are.
I am what I am, and I will package it. If I want that woman, I will package my value, knowing my client, KYC. I will package it concerning the benefits that this client is going to get out of me. If I want a woman to find me valuable, she will.
I think
And the reason why I'm saying
ideal
this,
world.
the reason
I think
that's
you
what
live in
you
a
always
very
say to dismiss real points.
I think you really live in
What you
very
call ideal is real for some of us and for many others. So just because it's not realistic for you, it doesn't make it
You
unrealistic.
can rebuttal now.
Right?
All right, then.
Relax.
So the whole point I'm making here,
Yeah.
Peter, the reason why I came in
Yeah.
is because I hear this point of us men, we are always playing the victim card,
We are not playing.
And honestly, there are places where we've been victimized.
Yes.
The system is not rightly,
It's rigged against
is
us.
rigged around against us men in many ways. I am in total agreement. And I have statistics of that. That's where we are in agreement.
Yeah.
But where we don't get in agreement is where we therefore base on that to therefore say, therefore we are helpless. For us, we are only victims. We are also victimizers in many ways as men.
Can I ask
with
a question?
value-
Okay, all right.
Even me, I'll move forward.
Wait, just
Even
wait.
me, I'll move forward.
All right, listen. Now,
I do ask a question.
listen. Just before, there's no time for questions.
If nobody is, if you
we're
don't
running out
validate
of time.
yourself,
No.
nobody
Just wait,
will.
just wait.
He lives in an ideal world.
That is fine.
And
is
it's
well.
okay to live in an ideal
Listen,
world also.
Now, guys, we do
What's
need
wrong
to,
with living in it?
we need
if
to
it
wrap
is
up the
realistic
show.
for you?
So, Jalo,
Sure.
your rebuttal in your parting shot.
No. I feel like homeboy. He says a lot of good things, but in a very confined circumference. It's very ideal. Like this is
Maybe that's what they call principledness.
It's his parting shot.
This is you.
Okay, now just address the point, not me. Address your point.
Your parting shot. Let's
No, I will come up.
We're closing. We're closing. We're closing.
No, I will not give. I don't give my parting
Women
shot.
are victims and victimizers.
I don't want to give my parting
Guys,
shot.
guys,
Faizu,
guys,
give your
guys, we
parting
don't have the time.
Yes,
It's Tuesday night. People have to go to sleep.
Yeah, your parting shot. Your parting shot.
I don't think that men intentionally just decide to abscond from their duties. Our conditioning is for family. Your guy out there wants to be with family. Times have changed. We need to reframe the roles of men and women. What is happening right now is that women have aggressively, with the invent of financial evolution and everything in between, women have come up so aggressively. Your ideal man right now is still in 1980. He's a provider and he cannot catch up with this woman. You understand? Women are making, and especially in middle management, women are making money. You understand? But it is not translating back to them. it is not translating to the
Short.
it is not translating to the small family unit, and that is why men are feeling burdened. Your ideal guy cannot raise that small unit. Your ideal man is suffering. Why do we still have why do we still have like why are men still shouldering 90% of the financial load when women are making that kachums? It's not realistic. Okay. My advice for men: stay single, my guys.
Okay. All right.
Men, get married to the right people, be the right people.
Marriage is
sweet
not
and
for
beautiful.
you.
Sam,
It's nonsense, my guy.
your party shot. I don't know why
That-
you're saying men
that-
stay single and you're pointing at me. I mean, but Sam,
Thank you, Peter. And thank you guys for this conversation, really. Marriage is beautiful, especially when you get to know the principles, not the realities. First, get to the principles.
Not the reality.
Yes. And I am choosing my words carefully.
it's his parting shot.
Yeah. Get back to the principles. Everything, whether it is in business, first discover the principles of business. Before you talk about the realities of how the economy is, first to know the underlying principles. Even in marriage, first to know the underlying principles. And then those should even help you to go out there and find the right person, quote unquote, right person. But when the realities that this man is facing,
The
hit
reality.
you,
I'm not facing. I'm giving my opinion. Man.
when they hit you, well,
I'm giving my opinion.
stay sober, do your best, stay sober to the best of your ability, and find friends like this brother to share experiences, but don't take the whole of his counsel, but take part of it. It's really good. So, in other words, go back to the principles, and when realities come, face them confidently. Finally, as a father, it is your responsibility to look after your children, regardless of how you got them, whether you like the person you got the child with or not, now that this child is here. I mean, I grew up without a dad. I know what I'm talking about. I know the things I had to surmount because I lost my father at 12. It's not a good place to find yourself at. It's not a good place for these children to find themselves at when they grow up without a father. And if you are a woman, regardless of the relationship you've had with that man, please, I beg you, let him be in the life of that child. Don't be selfish to only think about the wife-husband relationship. If that's soured, don't forget there is also the mother and the father relationship. Let this father stay in the life of this child. The how can always be looked at.
Okay. Faisal, your parting shot.
Man, guys, I feel like giving it away because the energy.
You're right.
So,
You know, you can.
Okay.
You want to give your parting shot to Jano?
No. You know, you can roll along or you can push it.
Listen,
It is simple as that.
It's Faisal.
Go ahead, bro.
anyway, my party show, I think I'll give probably a personal story. Now, when you look at the relationship I had with my dad, and the other thing we probably missed out is when we were talking about absentee, fathers, we're not just talking about guys who drop the child and leave.
Yeah.
We're talking about guys who have not been able to give the child time, mentorship, that proper fatherhood value,
Papa,
transfer from dad to son. But I'm going to just make it a point now that as a man, when I look back at my life, my dad was there, but he wasn't there. But at least he was there. You get? I can count the visitations he came for. There about 3, but I remember them. Yeah. Yes. No. The point I'm driving at is as much as you might say, yes, men are suffering. They should abscond. They should do this and
I'm
that.
not saying they should abscond.
It's his parting
My
shot.
parting
No, you say
It's okay. It's his parting shot.
Who said
Cease
that?
fire.
As much as you're saying men
Cease
are
the fire.
suffering, yeah. As much as you say men are suffering. When I was young and wondering why my dad had not come to school, I didn't know my dad had 33 kids. We are 33.
Wow.
You can imagine. So, but in school, I only thought it's just me. It's my visitation. Where the hell is this man? Yet there are 33 other schools he had to literally go to.
Stations.
Yeah. So
Your dad was busy.
even that little, as a man, that you look at and say, I've been locked out of, my son's life. I can only go and see him on visitation. Even that little still counts.
Do it.
Because there are parents who are there, they have all the time, the child is under their care and they are unbothered. When it's VD, they just send money. They just do something small.
They send the
But
driver.
even something as small as, I remember the first time I drove a car, it was in my dad's laps. Like, he got me, put me in his laps, like, you know what, today let us drive. We did it once, but I still remember it like it was yesterday. So even those small periods of time you get to actually be a present dad, just
Be there.
do it. Because there's no one size fits all. However, the son, the kids, they will always remember. They may not remember why you two are not talking together, but they remember the times you are there. So I don't think standing up and leaving because things are hard should be an option.
Yeah.
Because this person, we did have a show where we said kids should take care of their parents. My G, you're going to be 60, 70, 80 years one time. I don't think it's your neighbors that are going to take care of you.
All right. Colin, your parting
You know,
shot.
Peter,
It's Colin's parting shot.
1%.
We're really out of time.
1%
We're really out
of
of
men
time.
leave their children.
Yes, all right.
1%.
Okay.
So
Yeah.
I think that today has been a bit, we've been in there. We've gotten in there. We've taken out some things, but I think listening to Jaluo and Sam and Faisal, like there's the things that we want in our heart, right? The things that we're emotional about and the things we're talking about, morals. And then there's the things that work in the real world. And those two things are different. The things that work in the real world are things that are practical. They are driven by purpose. So you can sit on both sides of the fence. But I think that you should absolutely must look after your children. Because if not because of, if you have 33 children, you can hope to get to 60 and at least 2 of them are sensible. Faisal and one other.
Faisal and one other.
But if you only have 2 and both of them are useless, then
You have a problem.
Both of them are useful.
Both
Let's
of-
also talk about the positive.
That's a good outcome. So yes, that's one. But 2 also. So there is the thing about responsibility. We've talked about future proofing. We've talked about sort of, what's owed to this child, just from a moral perspective. You owe this child presence in their lives, yes? But my life and career have taught me that part of a really good offense is a strong defense. And so whenever you can, get these things codified, get them written down, get some court documents. Because what we were talking about, so earlier, if you're dealing with the midfielders, like people who are real,
Real
players, without contracts, you can end up eating the operational budget in recruitment. And so I guess I'm saying that, and I'm always careful to make sure that my personal opinion is not the general public recommendation. But I guess where I close off at is, if you can and when you can, make sure your things are codified. Because people change, lives change, people evolve. How they felt about you 5 years ago when you did the verbal agreement is not how they feel about you this year when a young hot Faisal with a 6-pack comes into their life, right? So work on that. Because, and I think that a lot of people don't do that because they think that verbal agreements work, but people are treacherous and times change. And so whenever you can, get something in writing.
All right.
And that one.
Absentee father.
No, it's his parting shot. It's his parting shot.
It doesn't matter what it helps. The show has finished.
I'll tell you what, guys. There's a wise man who once said that women, you need to be careful about the promises of a naked man. I guess.
Of a naked man.
We need to end this show right now, okay? We're here at Sangha Courts, and we've had a great discussion about absentee men and whether it's the women they're with, as some people have intimated, who are creating these situations in relationships. Take care of yourselves. God bless, and we will see you next week only on your favorite show. and that is men.